What's up, everybody? I'm John Hoover, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Lots to talk about today, lots to get to. Trey Sermon, the spring game, OU quarterbacks, coronavirus, of course. So before we dive into any of that, please consider subscribing to this channel and or hit that notifications bell so you will be the first to know when I post a new video. Click the like button, leave me a comment, and let's talk about it. Remember now, I got a new spot. I work for Sports Illustrated affiliate called SI Sooners, and my new website has all the latest OU content. We're going to hit on some of all of that today. Allsooners.com, sisooners.com, or si.com/college/Oklahoma. Simple as that. When you get there, chat with me in the community section. That's a lot of fun. Don't forget to click follow in the upper right corner of the page. We post new content every day, including little video clips from all the press conferences, plus recruiting stories, interviews, and get this. With basically nothing going on right now because of coronavirus, the lockdown, the shutdown, today I started a brand new feature on SI Sooners, This Day in OU Basketball History. No March Madness, so today through April 4th, that's when the Final Four was supposed to be played, I'm going to chronicle a different OU NCAA tournament game every day. I think I actually got one NIT game in there. The first one today was about the 88 team's opener against Tennessee Chattanooga. It was a lot of fun to recap. Posted it this morning. I've already gotten tons of feedback on it. People have a lot of good memories of that team, obviously. So, hey, no games going on. You got to get creative, right? So, we got a similar project in the works coming up for Sooners in the NFL Draft. We're going to break down the 2020 roster position by position. And soon enough, we're going to do a deep dive into every opponent on the 2020 schedule. Again, nothing going on in the real world, but plenty for you to do at sisooners.com. Oh, I posted a slideshow from Pro Day. It was a lot of fun. Yes, I brought my camera and my Big Daddy lens. Got some pretty cool images for you guys. So when you get to sisooners.com, just click on the football tab. Should be right there, or just scroll down until you find it. Again, that was a lot of fun. A lot of cool images. So let's get into the biggest story I've posted so far at sisooners.com. Trey Sermon is gonzo. Josh McCuistion from Soonerscoop.com broke the story last week that Trey Sermon would be entering the transfer portal, and the next day, Trey made it official. He's out of here. He was going into his senior season now. Remember, this is a guy who had gone over 2,000 rushing yards in his career. Kid was a beast. Freshman year, remember, they called him the closer because he came in and just pounded defenses at the end of games. Remember that game at Baylor when he had like 150 yards rushing in the fourth quarter alone? Yeah, he was a lot of fun to watch carry the football. But then last year, I think we all scratched our heads as he, fell out of favor with whoever, the coaching staff, Lincoln Riley, Jay Boulware, I don't know. We hear rumors and all that, but I'm not here to get into any of that. Trey Sermon was last year, third on the team in rushing halfway through the season. He goes down to Dallas and doesn't get one carry against Texas, not one. So that's really where it started to unravel for Trey Sermon. He had like 6 carries over the next 3 games. Then he blows out his knee and doesn't play the final 5 games. So here's one for you. Did you know he wasn't even listed in OU's bowl media guide for the Peach Bowl? He was on the roster. He was listed on the roster, but not listed among the player bios. I'm not sure why, but I found that strange. I don't know if there was some, totally innocuous reason for it or something else. I don't know. Anyway, that means 2 things. Trey Sermon's options are wide open. Remember now, he was recruited heavily by Ohio State. That would not be a surprise. I think that's the leader. And that's also where he had his breakout game back in 2017, remember. The other thing this says is that Kennedy Brooks should have a bigger role this year, which is really saying something because here's a 2-time 1,000-yard running back. So, yeah, that might be fun to watch. And think about this. No way, I don't care who the quarterback is, that Spencer Rattler or Tanner Mordecai or whoever is going to run the football nearly as much as Jalen Hurts did. So that means one of those other running backs is going to get a bunch of carries this year. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be TJ Pledger? Is it going to be Marcus Major? Is it going to be Ramondre Stevenson? Remember, Ramondre, he's supposedly going to be suspended for the first 5 games after that positive drug test before the Peach Bowl last year. So that only makes sense for the second half of the season. And on that suspension stuff, Lincoln Riley said last week that there is still kind of an ongoing appeals process. He'll let us know when something happens, when he finds out something. So who knows how that's going to play out. Also at SI Sooners, I wrote a story this week on what Lincoln Riley thinks about his quarterback room. People are really eating that one up. It's early, I know. It's one day into spring practice when he said this, and they've completely shut down not only spring practice, but the entire OU campus since they got an infection there. But take a listen to what Lincoln said about Tanner Mordecai and Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, you could tell that the quarterbacks, that you could tell we don't have a new face in the room. So there was, just a little bit ahead on a lot of things on both sides of the ball.
Lincoln, on day one, what are you watching for with quarterbacks in practice?
Progressions. I think just kind of how they manage and run the group. They can throw 7-on-7s on their own. They can throw 1-on-1s on their own. They can do a lot of stuff on their own throughout this time, and that's and those things will grow and improve, but just how are they managing and running the group from more of an overall perspective, and certainly we'll break down individual plays, but you could just tell when a guy's out there running it efficiently and the group's running smoothly and when it's not happening, and so that was kind of our goal today, and I thought both our guys did a good job of it.
I've got more on that over at sisooners.com. But I do find it interesting that in some ways both guys are ahead of where OU's past quarterbacks have been at this stage in their career anyway. Listen, I'm not saying that we didn't know Baker was going to be the starter after his first practice. And same with Kyler and same with Jalen. When you saw those guys play in spring practice, you knew right away that they were going to be the starter. You knew. And I think we can assume the same about Spencer Rattler. I think he's going to be the starter. Really going out on a limb there, huh, Hoover? The abilities that we've seen from both guys, I think, are a pretty good indicator. I mean, I trust my eyes. But like Riley said, neither of those guys is new, so that's a good thing for an OU offense that will kind of redefine itself and I think is going to look a whole lot different next year. I've also got a story posted on Alex Grinch being a million miles ahead of where he was this time last year. Think about that. Pretty cool comments in there from him, including when he said he wouldn't wish first years on anyone. Hey, not only does he know his players a lot better this year, I think he knows himself a lot better as a defensive coordinator in the Big 12 Conference too. I think he knows Norman better. He knows the campus, the facility. He's just more comfortable. Plus, he's got a new coach in Jamar Cain to work with, a young guy, I think, that he's really going to be able to shape. And, of course, SI Sooners has recruiting. Don't know if you knew this or not, but Caleb Williams, the #1 dual threat quarterback in the country in the 2021 class and OU's top target at the position, he is writing a recruiting journal exclusively for Sports Illustrated. And you can find that on my website as well, sisooners.com. He's already logged 3 entries. And this week, Caleb talks about his recent workout with Dwayne Haskins. Remember, he's a DC kid, and Haskins is the starter for the Redskins, so makes sense. He said Haskins invited him to throw, and they got some work in. Listen, if OU fans can draw anything out of this coronavirus shutdown that's positive, it is this. It is that Caleb Williams' last campus visit was to Oklahoma. He's going to sit on that for a while as we try to manage this shutdown. So maybe that will leave a lasting impression on him. He said in his previous journal entry that he really, really enjoyed his trip to OU, so who knows? Again, also lots of pro day stuff at sisooners.com. Some draft stuff coming up as well. And don't forget my OU basketball history feature every day through April 4th. So bookmark it and come back every day because that's how often we're posting new content every dang day. That's it for today. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, or share it, or just follow me on Twitter at John E. Hoover or on Facebook at John E. Hoover Media. I'll post everything up there too. Thanks for watching. See you guys.